Double-amputee Olympic runner Oscar Pistorius was granted parole on Friday, more than a decade after shooting his girlfriend through a toilet door at his home in South Africa in a killing that jolted the world. He will be released from prison on January 5th, but will be constantly monitored by parole officials for 5 years until his sentence expires, the Department of Corrections said. Pistorius' parole will come with other conditions, Department of Corrections spokesman Singabakho Nxumalo said outside of the prison where Pistorius has been incarcerated in the South African capital, Pretoria, for killing Reeva Steenkamp. Pistorius won't be allowed to leave the area of Pretoria where he is set to live without permission from authorities. He will also attend a program to deal with anger issues and another program on violence against women. He will have to perform community service. Parole does not mean the end of the sentence. It is still part of the sentence. It only means the inmate will complete the sentence outside a correctional facility, Nxumalo said. What will happen is that Mr. Pistorius will be allocated a monitoring official. This official will work with him until his sentence expires. Nxumalo said the monitoring official would need to be notified of any major events in Pistorius' life, including if he wants to move to another home or get a job. We have to be informed of each and every activity, Nxumalo said. Pistorius won't wear a monitoring bracelet as that is not part of South African parole procedure, Nxumalo said. Pistorius' sentence will expire on December 5, 2029. The decision to grant parole was made at a hearing at the prison earlier Friday. Pistorius, who turned 37 this week, has been in jail since late 2014 for the Valentine's Day 2013 killing of model Steenkamp. Although he was released for a period of house arrest in 2015 while one of the numerous appeals in his case was heard, he was ultimately convicted of murder and sentenced to 13 years and 5 months in prison. Serious offenders in South Africa must serve at least half of their sentence to be eligible for parole, which Pistorius has done. Pistorius was at the height of his fame and one of the world's most admired athletes when he killed Steenkamp. He shot her multiple times in the bathroom of his Pretoria villa in the pre-dawn hours with his licensed 9mm pistol. Pistorius' parole hearing was his second in the space of 8 months. He was wrongly ruled ineligible for early release at a first hearing in March. That was due to an error made by an appeals court over when the sentence officially started. Pistorius was initially convicted of culpable homicide, a charge comparable to manslaughter, for killing Steenkamp. That conviction was overturned and he was convicted of murder after an appeal by prosecutors. They also appealed against an initial sentence of 6 years for murder, and Pistorius was ultimately sentenced to 13 years and 5 months in prison. Pistorius testified at his murder trial that he killed Steenkamp by mistake when he fired 4 times through the door thinking she was a dangerous intruder hiding in his bathroom in the middle of the night. Prosecutors argued that Steenkamp, a 29-year-old model and reality TV star, had fled to the toilet cubicle during a late-night argument and Pistorius killed her in a rage. Pistorius was eventually convicted of murder on a legal principle known as dolus eventualis, which means he acted with extreme recklessness and should have known that whoever was behind the door would likely be killed. It's comparable to third-degree murder. Steenkamp's father, Barry Steenkamp, died in September. Her mother, June Steenkamp, didn't oppose Pistorius' parole, but said in a statement before the hearing that she didn't believe Pistorius had been fully rehabilitated and was still lying about the killing.